All right, everybody. What's happening? It is April 11th, 2024, guys. It's Thursday night once again, 8 o'clock Central Time. It is People in the Boxes. Well, apparently it's 839. I need to fix that on my screen here. 889 is the episode. Let me grab that 3 out of there. Guys, it's going to be a good one. We thought about this last week, and I think we're going to be doing more of these kind of steadily. I don't know, Jason. I was going to talk to you about it. Maybe like the beginning of the month or maybe the end of the month, and like try to do it every month. But anyway, we do like to get into the current events, and we do have, everybody has a little bit of connection. Like a lot of people are either really into what happened, whatever story we come up with, or they have no idea. So I think it's still a good topic for our show. And we got, let's see, a lot of people hanging out already, guys. Please hit that like button, share us out with your friends and all that stuff. We're going to do a couple of giveaways. Margaret's already offered a Danky doozy, and we've also got the game night ticket. And I think I'm going to do another spin for my locals members. Shouts out to the indoorfarmer.locals.com. And we got, I think, 10 people on that list. So if you haven't gone over there to the community and commented in that pinned post to get a number, you might want to do that. We'll probably do one more spin on Sunday for it, and then I start a new post every week. But with that being said, we got Jason in the house, 42710 fam. What's
Good evening, everybody. Cheers. Happy April. About a couple days from 420, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's shitty and rainy, but it's really nice. Let's go.
It's crazy.
Like, it's so new. Good. We got Kim Axtell, legit being reviewer master. Well, we got just her head. And I did.
Kim? Are you about 5'6"?
Am I about 5'6"?
Yeah.
I'm about 5'4".
5'4".
And rapidly shrinking in height. Not in girth, in height.
It's all about your posture, I think. Anyway, yeah, gravity's happening to us. So, well, how's your shoulder doing? Yeah, it's like surgery was only a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's good.
Kind of back to normal.
Well, not back to normal, but I can't lift anything over a pound for a while. So, which includes my own arm.
Right. That can't be easy for sure.
No.
I'm gonna turn you up.
Being a teacher trying to write on the board.
Right, and that's your dominant arm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be like talk to texting onto the board. Can we do that yet? No.
Well, yeah. I mean, I have like a smart board kind of a thing, and you can write on it, and I use a mouse to draw on. It's got a pen that it comes with, but having my arm up there for any length of time, that's not good. So I've been using my mouse, and I've been using text boxes. So, there's ways around it.
Well, of course, they're going to come up with something. They'll keep you working. Facebook user, whoever that is, over on Kim's page, feel free to come over to my profile, my page, and like and share there. I'm not sure. Maybe it's because you're in the group, and that might be why we don't see you. Sometimes in private groups of Facebook or the StreamYard's a little bit, or like the settings different. You got to re-accept it inside of a group sometimes. Have you seen that? I've seen it, but I'm not sure if that's your problem there. Yeah, guys, thanks a lot for coming. I see a lot of tagging going on. Let's get it going. If anybody wants to come up on screen, of course, as always, it seems like I have to beg every week, but I'm not going to do that. We're just going to offer it. I'm going to put the link out. If you guys have anything crazy that you want to talk about from this week, what was your experience of the eclipse? I know we're all tired of the eclipse, but there was a bunch of weird stuff happening around it. I think we're going to get into. Jason, you and I kind of alluded to that last week a little bit. Like there was like a double locust swarm, which only happens every like 117 years. A whole bunch of different things were kind of happening, and everybody thought it was going to be the rapture. Like it's all the end of times. Like I'll be honest, just on that one point alone, when I think of the end times, like, if you believe in God is so eternal that end times to him is like, could be 1,000 years. Like, it doesn't mean it happens like, like to him, it could be, this long drawn out decline, so
William Faulkner.
Say again.
We can see you, William Faulkner.
You kind of got into a. You sound like you're in a fishbowl. William Faulkner. Is that what you
Yeah.
said?
You
I
said
don't
we
know.
can see you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just couldn't hear that well. There you are.
We pay attention to the comments there, Waylon.
Somebody's got to. Somebody else has to do everything else. Okay. Well, I'll be happy if if we have some stuff to talk about. That's all.
I got a lot of stuff to talk about. I can put us on there for a while.
Well, maybe we'll just let you go and I'll start working on this wheel. How about that?
I mean, we'll start off, Bill Cosby. Rest in peace. If you like the man, if you didn't like the man, not Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby?
O.J. Simpson.
Oh.
O.J. Simpson. If you like that, well, Bill Cosby's back in the news too, but we can touch on him a little bit. Well, touch on him, I shouldn't say.
Whoa.
We will hit that topic a little bit later.
I'll let you touch
He
it all
was
you
back in the
want.
news, so
I'll let you touch my pudding pop.
O.J. Simpson died today. So rest in peace. If you like the man, if you didn't, if you believe what he did, if you didn't believe what he did die today of cancer. Fuck cancer. It really does suck. But that's the first thing I got on my list of news. And then let's start over at California with the $20 minimum wage hike to all fast food employees.
Yeah,
I have over 500 restaurants have closed up just this week. Since April 1st, the minimum wage hike went into effect. Over 500 restaurants have already closed their doors. Over 10,000 employees have already been laid off from fast food restaurants, as in McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Taco Bell, Arby's. Is this going to travel nationwide? Is it going to cross the United States? You really think so?
This is my opinion. I'll say this is all by design. This is economics 101. They know exactly what will happen if they force companies a certain wage. That's just that we've got 100 years to know what happens. We know what happens, but also we know what happens with California. Whenever things happen to California, it draws from the rest of the country, whether we like it or not. It happens. It's almost like a lifeline. Like there's no way for us to not just. So I think it's all by design. It's just one more straw on the camel's back. People get caught up in certain issues, whether that's woke stuff, immigration, wages. All of it's the same to me because all of it is draining on us in seemingly on purpose ways. And I think I'm not the only one that believes that. Like when you think of, oh, well, they're going to come after us on this thing or that thing. No, it's a little bit from everything, like any angle at all. And that's kind of what's been happening for, the last 50 years, in my opinion.
So now let me push back a little bit towards you. Is this something that could benefit the farmers and the local community of people that grow the food and get people away from fast food? Yes, it's going to hurt an industry. It's going to hurt many people. We know that already we've seen a Happy Meal cost $17. We've seen a Big Mac meal at $25. We've seen, I think the hamburger right now is $9. People aren't going to buy that. They're not going to go to the fast food. They're going to go to the supermarkets and actually buy the product there and cook it at home again. Or they're going to start growing it for themselves. Are we going to slowly see the end of fast food?
I hope so.
That's not going to hurt. That's not going to help us though, because they're still going to find ways to cut corners on food prices of things like in restaurants or wherever else. It'll be like the way that fast food became cheap is because of all the preservatives and all the the cheap ingredients. Go ahead, Kim. Sorry.
I hope it does. I hope it affects that because people that shit's so bad for you.
I'm just worried that it's not going to affect our health. It's not going. I mean, in a good way. It's not going to make healthy food cheaper in either way, whether it gets rid of fast food. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that people eat that food because it's convenient.
And it was cheaper. It was cheaper. The dollar menu. I mean,
Well, so I just think it's cheap enough and it's convenient enough that people go out and they get it. As far as like
I
jobs,
agree.
it really bothers me. And don't get me wrong, because bona fide employment is bona fide employment. I want to see people working and whatever. But I think a lot of people, I have this kid that in one of my classes, that he has no higher aspirations than working at McDonald's. He's been working at McDonald's for a couple of years now, and he's a senior getting ready to graduate. And I just see people getting trapped or complacent in those kind of jobs, and they're not going out and doing anything to better themselves. There's no incentive for it.
I did get a haircut, Jess. Thank you for.
And I would really like to see people, instead of getting complacent and doing these menial labor kinds of jobs, do better rather than getting trapped.
Jess thinks he was guilty.
So who would you suggest to run the place then? If
well, I think you need
everybody goes off and does better. I
think that you need your managers and people like that, but I don't know. I've always thought of jobs at McDonald's and these fast food kind of places as, a lot of those kinds of jobs are jobs that kids can do.
They're supposed to be entry-level jobs, right?
Yeah.
Justin, we are not live on Locals. Go ahead. Sorry.
And I just feel like there's a lot of people that get trapped in those entry-level jobs and they don't go very much higher. And it hurts my heart, because I have students that their parents, their mom or their dad or whatever, single parent or even married parents, where one parent is trapped in a menial job like that. So, but it's kind of a mixed bag thing, because, a lot of people that get trapped in those jobs, they become parents at a really young age, and it's hard for them to go to college or to do things to lift themselves out of poverty as well. So I don't know.
As in trapped, are you saying just the average worker, the average employee, someone that's not trying to benefit themselves, become higher up in the company, a franchisee owner, a corporate manager, something like that? Because I know firsthand the certain higher ups in the company that I know, friends of mine, they're making 45 to 65,000 a year easily.
Yeah.
And that's decent wage.
Yeah, it is.
It's,
But that's how many of those people actually elevate to those positions. It's like,
if you try for it, I think if you try for it, you can, because of
I agree with you that if you
the
try
amount
for
that there are, the amount of franchisees that are out there that you could actually purchase and get involved in. If you really wanted to climb, you could. So, but I do agree what you mean by saying stuck also, because you get in that rut that, I can make it by. This is okay.
Most people, a lot of people, I don't want to say most people, a lot of people though, they, like this kid, I just see it written all over him, because I've worked with so many kids. Like I see the paths that a lot of them take, and I see this kid in a year or two is going to get some girl pregnant, and he's going to get trapped in that life. And then it's going to be having to, make that money the only way he knows how. And they get trapped in that. And
I don't know. I think that
I do know, because
things are changing.
I see it.
Yeah, but things are changing, because think about it. The minimum wage jobs are going away, but what's not going away, they tried to do this, but what's not going away is all of the side hustles everybody's doing. All of these other revenue streams that almost everybody has to have one nowadays. And that's the replacement for minimum wage. That's what happened. They just
I agree. People have side hustles. And that's probably been something that's happened forever and ever, for people that make those lower wage kinds of things. People probably have always had some kind of a side hustle of some sort. But I don't know. It worries me though, because a lot of these kids, at least in my area, you have to remember that my county, the county that I work in, I work in one of the highest poverty states, period. I live in one of the highest poverty states, period. We run neck and neck with Louisiana a lot of the times. But the county that I work in is the third poorest county in the entire United States. And it's predominantly Latino. And there's some variables there, cultural variables in there that drive a lot of stuff. But it just bothers me because a lot of these kids are getting into side hustles. Like this one kid, man, his dad sells the blues. And I promise you that kid is, if he's not already dealing that shit, he's pretty close to it.
The what?
The blues, fentanyl.
Never heard of it called that.
Yeah, that's what they call it here, the blues. So his dad has pushed fentanyl for a long time, and this kid has been plugging cannabis for quite a while, for several years. And it isn't long before he's going to graduate that's what his hustle is going to be, is selling fentanyl.
It's kind of off topic, but I just had the thought as you were saying that about drugs in general, drugs, sex, the side hustles for the longest time were whatever would make the most money: stealing, drugs, and sex. And that's still going to be the thing, right? But now we're finding out, at least there are other ways now. Like people can make trinkets and sell them. I don't know. I know that was always a thing too, but
It's
see with
still
the internet.
one.
Well, with the internet
has sex with your OnlyFans and selling your food pics and all of that.
I think it will be. It'll stay number one. But I'm just saying they're with the internet. It has allowed
it's made easier for drugs to be sold.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the advertisement for drugs to be sold is it's so easy now with the internet.
That actually brings me to a article that I want to read.
And then the stealing, we've found out so many more ways to steal from people because everybody posts these videos online. I'm sorry, but I can't even fucking DoorDash anymore because 7 out of the 10 orders that I get have been stolen before I get to the restaurant. Because somebody walks in and says, "Oh, I'm here for a DoorDash order," and the people say, "Oh, this order? Yep, that's it." And they walk out the door with it, didn't pay for it.
Wow. Well, I like to.
There's reels all over of it.
But we have
Heather.
What's up, Heather? What's up, guys? We have another angle to that, which is that not just regular people stealing, but just one small example. I started paying for an antivirus program. I was using the free version. I decided to go ahead and pay for it. And now almost every day I get a message saying, "You are unprotected. Hackers know where you are. Resolve this now." They want me to pay more to then get a VPN through them. And so now that
one was supposed to be good.
Well, it's not a VPN. It's just it's a firewall and it's a antivirus protection. But a VPN is a different thing. It keeps your IP address hidden from people, hackers and stuff. So now they're running a scam where they are trying to scare me into paying for the next thing. And it's that's more of an official way to steal from people. That's a legal way to try to pressure people into. I guess it's not stealing, but you get my drift. Everybody's running a game, even the people at the top and the bottom, every different area. You gotta, it's insane. Chris Trailer, what's up, brother?
Well, I'm just going to say that a lot of these kids, and I don't want to say that every single kid out there, but one of the things with this generation of high school kids that I'm seeing is that, and I think it's indicative just across the board, just because I talk to teachers in states other than where I'm at, but these kids are lazy. They don't want to do much, and they want to get bang for their buck for the little that they do. And it worries me because it's really driving a lot of the workforce. It's driving a lot of the work ethic. And, those are the kids that are going to be prone to getting into things like prostitution or,
easiest stuff
easy, dirty stuff, like sex sells. And that's a fact, so girls out there, and we've already got, one of the things, is during the pandemic, the Supreme Court did a ruling I can't remember. I don't remember the name of the court case. I'd have to look it up. But they ruled that you can't tell kids what not to wear at school anymore. So if they want to come to school wearing nothing but a bra, if these little girls want to come to school wearing nothing but a bra, there is not a dang
Where are
thing
you at?
to do about
In
it.
Texas?
New Mexico.
Oh, you're in New Mexico?
A very liberal state.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter, because if it was in Texas and some kid got kicked out of school over it or whatever, Texas doesn't have Supreme Court protection on it. So it'd be like a battle between state and federal on that.
I mean,
but it's crazy because you have these girls that are coming dressed like that. And it's like, I mean, I'm not a crazy feminist where I'm going to be out there burning my bra, kind of all that kind of shit. I'm down for equal rights. I think that women are just as good as men, and we have a right to our own body and whatever. But the fact of the matter is that when you wear stuff like that, men look at you, and you're not going to change the way that men see and think, And
it's like this, Kim. It's like going outside with no shirt on and then being surprised when you get sunburned.
Yeah.
That's kind of the thing. Like, men are men, like, whether, like, not every man's the same, obviously, but if you are surprised that the sun burns you, then it's like, well, it's there and that's what it does, And like, I'm not saying that, I'm not giving anybody an out really there. It's just part of life, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It's up to you, honestly. And nowadays we're finding out with OnlyFans and everything else, that's just the easiest path for people that don't want to go through the difficulties of dealing with like relationships and stuff. We're getting a little off topic, but I actually wanted to bring up Colorado, that is putting in a ban for posting about cannabis on social media. I read a little bit about it last night. Well, they're trying to anyway. I think it didn't pass, but what is passing is it's going to be a 21 and older, not just cannabis, but almost most drugs. They're trying to make it where they're going to put filters on you. And I get that you don't want it to be in front of children, but what happens if they do that is that it's going to restrict you in a lot of ways that we don't know yet. And I think that's going to be a point of contention coming up here soon.
How are they banning that? How are they policing
So
that?
I read it on the show last night. Let me see if I can find the article. It was it's on Marijuana Moment, and let's see, it was in the Culture, I think. Yeah, Colorado amendment addresses concerns on banning social media marijuana posts, but questions on psychedelics still. So they are in the middle of doing that, and not sure where it's going to lie, but
how are they going to police that though? Because the government doesn't own social media.
Well, that's what I thought. A VPN would make it look like you're in a different country if you want. So I don't know how they can. It just sounds dumb. It sounds like government trying to control something that they cannot control. You just.
Well, I understand. There's a lot of because I work in school, so there's like a lot of things. I understand where parents really are pushing for protection for their kids on social media. And I get that, because as a parent, as a grandparent, my grandkids are a little young, so they're not on Facebook or any of that stuff. But I can totally understand where parents are not wanting their kids to have access to that stuff. So, but if they're making it across the board where they're banning cannabis to everybody, that's
in Colorado.
Well, in Colorado, but that's not cool.
I just don't know how they can tell. Like,
well, yeah, it's like
your ID, yes, but there are ways to mask that,
Well, that's what I'm saying. How are they policing that? How do they plan to police that? It's just like back in the 80s, I think it was. Yeah, it was in the 80s. Georgia had a law on the books, a state law on the books against homosexuality. And it was actually a sodomy law, an anti-sodomy law. And
see that again, Jason? Go ahead, Kim.
And
their hoodie? Yeah, that's Ganja Lover's hoodie. THC 420 company.
Oh. I thought it said the 42710 family at first. I just saw the still. I saw the T. I'm like, what's in there? I wasn't trying to derail you, Chris or Kim. Sorry.
So anyway, they had this anti-sodomy law, and it was, so what happened was the police, I can't remember how it was, but the police somehow ended up coming into a gay, two male gay couple's house and catching them in the act of having sex. And it went all the way up to the Supreme, and they got prosecuted for it in the state of Georgia, and it went all the way to the Supreme Court, and it got struck down. But it's impossible to police those kinds of laws, because how are you going to know when somebody's having, doing that?
What do they call those laws that like they're on the books, but just can never really be like actually enforced? That's kind of one of those.
Well, the way to enforce them is to violate people's privacy.
Yeah.
And it's like, so Colorado doing something like that is along those lines. I don't see that being a viable thing. I see that as being something, I don't know, really, because it's not social media. The thing you have to remember, social media is not a government entity, and your rights are protected.
Not yet.
Your rights are only protected before the government, not by private enterprise.
And that's a slim possibility even on that. We talked about it with the 2 weeks ago, private property laws, with the squatters' rights and stuff. Like, your rights are not exactly the same as they were. And I think part of that is that we don't pay attention enough. I think people like all of a sudden go, whoa, hold on. I have a right. Like, no. Well, you haven't been paying attention to all these other cases where something else didn't work out the way that they hoped. But anyway, we're getting off topic a little bit, but guys, come on up. Anybody out there want to come up and talk about it? Is anybody sad that OJ passed? Is anybody who thought that he was innocent? Let's hear that in the comments. I actually have a bunch of stuff we could pull up too. I know you still do too, Jason.
I thought he was innocent, but I think he was covering up for somebody. That's what I think.
Ryan, I'm glad
what I do,
man. I had my beer here waiting for you this whole time.
What do you got? What are you sipping on over there? I love this.
It's just a summer shandy. It puts me in the summertime mood.
Nice little Leinenkugel.
We're at nearly 90-degree weather here in New Mexico.
Here's my friend.
Yeah. It's kind of a beer when I'm grilling. It's kind of my thing. That's about it. About all I do. So real quick, we got Ryan from Pub Time Podcast. What's up, man? How are you doing?
Ryan?
What are we talking about? Who are we prosecuting? I'm coming in on all the good stuff.
No, I mean, well, it's just it's current events, obviously, but we were talking about OJ a little bit.
R.I.P. Very unfortunate.
Some other we brought up some other things so far, but not a ton of direct stories. We talked about social media the government trying to restrict certain things from social media in certain states, which is just going to be impossible and really, really difficult. I want warmth. Yeah, sorry, Smash. You're not going to get it for another month up there, I'm sure.
And then it'll be cold again. Also unfortunate.
There's another system coming.
I didn't know he was a murderer. I thought he was a running back.
I mean, one of those two made him more.
He was never convicted. Let's be honest.
Yep, he's never convicted.
I said it from the beginning. I was standing there having a conversation with a bunch of lawyers at one of our local law firms that I worked with when I was in college. And I said it. We were standing there having this big conversation about OJ when that all went down. And I said, you watch, they're not going to prosecute him. He's going to play the race card. And that's exactly what happened.
Well, Mark Furman was
I think he was covering up for somebody. So,
yeah, but he's still like whatever he was covering up for. I would have been in jail just for like an accomplice type of thing.
You would have been in jail just for the slow speed chase.
A chase, any chase. You're going to go to like, what are you kidding?
Just for the slow speed chase, we would have been in jail for it, but it's.
OJ was Kim Kardashian's grandfather, not that I give a fuck.
I didn't know that.
Godfather.
A godfather, my bad. I read that wrong.
It'd be cooler if he was their grandfather.
No. OJ, supposedly they say, is Chloe's dad. So
That's bullshit, Jess. You run from the police every chance you get.
I would
Never
say
a good outcome.
I would say you step away from
Bradley.
police unless
Quickly
unless they're chasing you, in which case you may not want to run. That's just my case.
Oh, I'm not saying you're not going to get your ass beat, but I would definitely. I ain't hanging around to talk a whole bunch. I mean, usually
I don't
not gonna
know.
work in your favor.
It's the situation. I'm not sure what would happen, man. Because if I'm in some city where I know for a fact that them Antifa fucks have been just let out for free to every time they firebomb shit and all that, which is what almost every major city. You know, I don't care if you guys get upset with my side of thinking here. But when you know that there are DAs out there that just let criminals out, but it's like this, guys. It's passive least resistance. If a policeman arrests a good person, they say, "Oh, you know what? You caught me, officer." That's an easy win for them. If they're going to arrest someone and they're going to pull all these like cards, not just the race card, but all these, you know, all the crazy wacky stuff these, you know, crazy people have been doing. They literally don't want to mess with that. There are situations where, and I don't know if you care. I don't care if you guys like Proud Boys or not, but there was a confrontation between Proud Boys and Antifa ended up. They started it, and the Proud Boys went to get the police's help and said, hey, you know, look, we're not, and everything, and the Antifa were running away. All the Proud Boys got arrested, and it's like it's just the path of least resistance. The police go, okay, we got an arrest, good to go.
Waylon,
I'm
I'm
not saying
glad you got
people-
your haircut today because I would have picked you for Antifa.
with the long hair.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying, but I'm saying. I'm glad
don't
you
have
Thank
enough
you, Bradley,
black.
for the 25 stars.
I would have
That's just my
stereotyped
thing.
you.
Like so in a city, yeah, I wouldn't if I'm at a protest, I'm not going to expect the police to save me. Period. I guess that's the best way to put it. If you're at any kind of contentious rally or anything,
Expect to get your ass whipped by the law enforcement or the other half of that protest.
so you think about it. One side is wearing masks and all like question marks. They don't know who they are. The other side is like, hello, officer. This is my ID. I'm a good citizen. Oh, okay. We know who you are. Here you go. Boop. And it's like, we've got so many situations like that in the last 2 years, guys. You know,
All right.
if we want to look it up,
Hey,
we can.
serious question.
I'm getting
Serious
going
question.
right now.
What good or change has actually came from most peaceful protests?
Not a whole lot.
What if when, you know,
No,
in our
civil disobedience is what you need to do, not a
but
riot.
that's frowned
civil
upon.
disobedience.
That's frowned upon when it's not something that you believe in. So is it okay
No.
for everybody to be civil?
No.
You know,
No, Antifa is not being civilly
civilly?
disobedient when they're throwing Molotov cocktails. That is a
where do you
terrorist
draw the
act.
line? What's your definition? Because that sounds
Violence. You can be civilly disobedient without violence. Now, before you even say it, you might not think about it, but that situation with where they were crossing the highway, and they ended up getting run over.
like
That's a different story, man.
That's
because
Frogger, buddy.
to
You're
me,
in a
that's messed
bad
up. Yeah,
place.
like you don't.
Very
Yeah,
unfortunate.
like to me, that's
I'd
not
hit
where you
your
go
ass
to be
too. I'm
civilly
trying to get to
disobedient.
work.
Be civilly disobedient where it might count, not in the
I don't
middle
care
of
what
a
your
highway.
cause is.
It's
Speed
my
bumps.
last time. I can't be late, motherfucker.
Be
I'm
smart
going to lose
about
my
it, you know?
job.
Exactly. I was late yesterday. I was hungover. Now you're in my way.
I think it depends too whether if you're like known in the area, because we still have small towns where we still have small town sheriffs that actually are doing the right thing. We got a lot of sheriffs actually around the country that are. I know we're getting off topic again, but I like the topic because
Sorry, guys.
it's contentious, man. This whole year we're going to end up having some pretty rough conversations through the rest of this year, I think, because of how insane things are getting. But that's why this show is needed. That's I said it. I put a post out. I'm looking for more people to be brave enough to be co-hosts here. But I said the world needs people in the boxes. It's not about me, you, Jason, Ryan. It's not about us. It's about the fact that we can't have these talks anymore without actually being honest, or with honesty is what I mean. I'm rambling, but it's an exciting time, man. I can't imagine what's going to happen. It's kind of a privilege for us to be at this time in the world, right? Because of how populated it is.
What do you mean privilege?
Privilege, man. If World War III pops off,
Weird time. It's a weird time. No, get out of here.
I'm just saying. It's still a privilege to be at the height of human existence with the biggest and craziest weapons we've ever had. And like, it might be a spectacular fucking fire show in the last few minutes. Who knows? We might just go out in a blaze of glory. You know,
We've talked about this. We know World War III will not be fought the way all the
it's
other
already
wars
happening.
fought.
Is my opinion for sure.
They'll break you where it hurts, man. The bank. That's all you got to live on.
Everybody's constantly trying to just find something better for themselves, even the big, rich, and powerful. It's crazy. It's in that, and then the old. I heard another story about. Let's see if I can find it. Jason, did you have anything else pulled up already? If you want to pull something up, we
I
can.
got all types of things.
I got lots too.
Pharmaceutical shortages. Cross country, pharmaceutical shortages left and right. It's really, they're not saying why, they're not saying what, they're just saying in general, pharmaceutical shortages. We got a lot of people are blaming it on the pirates because they have changed our waterways, our shipping channels, because pirates keep attacking the ships and getting everything. And these are modern day pirates, but
a lot of our pharmaceuticals are manufactured over in somewhere in Asia. I can't remember if it's China or where, but over there.
So on the way over here, they're getting hijacked, and they're saying it's pirates. Other people are saying that the pharmaceutical companies have quit making as many because we have cut back on what our doctors are allowing, so they're not able to sell as many, so they're not making as many.
They're saying they've already made enough money off of addiction. That's good. At least that's the first step to solving a problem, is realizing you have one.
Admitting it, yeah.
Melanie says we're done. People are waiting weeks for their medication. Wow.
Like carpenters, especially in Illinois, I've sat through discussions. They were going to go in a lawsuit with iron workers against a pharmaceutical company that pushed Vicodin and shit like that for shoulder injuries. I mean, trades wise, I would imagine shoulders, knees, back, that's very common amongst everybody. So I said, as they're getting ready to go through this lawsuit, I said, there's a fairly natural alternative for pain relief that you guys are still wildly against. So at what point in time do you make the push to say, okay, I'm with you, fuck the pharmaceuticals. Why not take this healthier, more natural route? Why is that not allowed?
Yep.
They had no answer, and they looked at me like I had a dick on my head when I said it. So
are they is China still doing lockdowns for COVID over there? Does anybody know?
It's not COVID anymore, it's something else.
Bird flu come out now.
Over
here, avian flu, avian flu or something.
Yeah, something like that. And then we just had a case of smallpox.
Oh, great!
I think that's what we just had.
There was something else in Chicago. Chicago had
was it measles,
plague, or something? Oh, man,
everybody likes a good plague.
Yeah, they definitely.
We just had somebody die from the plague here about a month ago.
That's the kind of, I tell you what, that Corona thing, bullshit. Give me some plague, some Ebola. Give me something that's really gonna affect me.
It's in LA, man. The rats are already carrying.
Them fucking rats are probably big, bud.
They're gonna swarm across the U.S. eventually if they just keep letting it happen. Let's see.
Because nobody wants to give their kids measles vaccinations anymore.
It's gonna be the cicadas that hatch. When the cicadas hatch, they're just gonna poison everybody.
Now we just give the kids measles blankets. I heard that worked a long time ago.
Jeez. Let's see.
Sorry guys, I'm already primed. We have those shows, so I'm.
Yeah, I saw that. When is that coming out?
Oh shit! Whenever I edit it, I don't know. Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe
Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, it used to be set. Not no more.
Measles case. Let's see, Thursday, April 11th. Yeah, reported measles case. Let me open this up real quick. U.S. measles cases are up in 2024. What's driving the increase? I don't know. I still want to know why 40% of us have autism now. That's what I want to fucking know. Okay, I'm still stuck on that. Like that. The increase of autism alone.
I firmly
You know,
believe.
I don't care that I got autism. Everybody has a form of it.
Yeah,
We
but not
just
like the
didn't
kids
know.
now. Not like the
I
kids
think
now.
we just didn't know.
No, I don't agree. Having my son with me all the time, and knowing some of our friends here that have even more severe cases, like he has zero like danger like thought, like, and he also has this other thing that really is strange, where he laughs when uncontrollably laughs in situations where he shouldn't.
I agree.
Like,
It's the food.
Okay, do you remember the movie What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Yes.
Yeah, but there was a much
One of the
less
greatest
amount
movies
of
in the
people.
world.
Yeah, because it was a rare case back then.
Autism wasn't that rare.
More rare than it is now.
I
I just think we had a different
It
name.
wasn't in the forefront.
All right. I
And
guess
we had
I'm alone on this one. All right, all right.
I think it wasn't in the. We had newspapers. We didn't have the internet.
Yeah. Well, we
You
all
know,
the ADD
we
was a big
had
one.
the
And
regular
let me
news
tell you
channels.
something.
But
Autism was
Jerry's
a hidden
Kids.
thing.
You know, we had Jerry Lewis Telethon for. When did Jerry Lewis start his telethon? I mean, it was a thing forever, as long as I can remember.
Those
Well,
kind
we've
of
had other
disabilities
storms.
were hidden. People didn't take their kids out. Like you didn't. I remember when I was in elementary school back in the early 70s, and the kids that were intellectually disabled, like the real low functioning kids, you never saw them in school. I never saw them in school, except unless you happened to be going through the cafeteria at a certain time after. It was either before everybody else had lunch or after everybody else had lunch. You would see kids like that in the cafeteria eating. They were not out in population whatsoever.
They
were
kept them in a separate class.
They did, and they were like cloistered away. And a lot of those kids weren't even in school. A lot of the families didn't send them to school. It was very, very hidden, a lot of that stuff.
I noticed something the other morning, and this kind of off topic. It kind of falls in with the foods, whatever. I get out of the shower, I'm putting on deodorant, I'm looking I'm looking at the Old Spice. Okay, pan down, cameraman, no towel. But I'm putting a little deodorant on, and I'm reading, and now they like advertise it as like it's a good thing. Now aluminum free. So for how fucking long was I rubbing something in a very porous part of my body that had some form of fucking aluminum in it? And now they feed you shit so long. All right. This is one of my favorite sayings. They feed you shit so long. Eventually you start to enjoy the taste. Now they come back and act like they're the good guy. Like, hey, just so you know, we took the aluminum out, guys. It's not a big deal.
Well, it's not just that.
30 years you've been putting it on. It has aluminum in it.
Have you guys read the stuff on microplastics in our water and our food supply all over the place?
Oh, yeah, it's everywhere.
I firmly believe that if you look at anything as being something that would cause autism or higher instances of autism, I would say you look at your plastics.
Yeah, it's a big one. I'm
because
definitely.
it's a petroleum product, man, and that shit, man, it fucks up your DNA. Not only that, but all of these preservatives that they put in stuff, not just in food that we eat, but they put preservatives in, like, those little plug-in scent things are full of hormone disruptors.
It's up in our air. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like there's all kinds of shit that we have, your fabric softener, your
let me push back a little bit.
Your shampoo. I don't know about all shampoos now, because like 25 years ago, I went away from shampoos that were made with
herbal essence. Okay.
Like I went to sulfate free and all of that. The shampoo that we used for many, many years was made out of the same chemicals that you used for floor cleaners. And that's what we were putting in our hair. And a friend of mine who was a hairstylist, I have many friends over the years that were hairstylists, and there are high rates of cancer, certain kinds of cancers in people that do hair because of the chemicals that they handle. And one of those chemicals is shampoo, because every single person that comes in to get something done to their hair gets shampoo. But you look at that kind of shit.
Well, yeah, a lot of our cleaners and chemicals.
And
But
a lot
I'm
of
going to
that
push
stuff
back
is
on that. But I want to
petroleum-based.
I want to bring up what Melanie said before I move on in the comments, just because that's pretty insane. She said they have worms now in California that are killing dogs. And then I also saw Jimmy Mead. What's up, Jimmy? He said that plague, people die from the plague all the time. You know, I would guess like third world, or maybe, you know, in our like our
No,
10
here in the
cities in
United
LA.
States.
Yeah, 10 cities in LA is what I was saying. And I'm like, you know, wherever the concentration of homeless are, which are where the, you know, the dirtiest among us are, which that's not an insult. That's just how plague is created. But real quick, I want to push back on this. I agree with everything you guys are saying, aluminum, plastics, chemicals, but there's certain things that we as people have just gotten terrible. Like, okay, keeping ourselves clean, hygiene, and our homes clean actually causes a lot of issues if we don't. So like the air inside of our homes is actually much more is worse for us than outside, right? We've heard that recently. And some of that is because I don't know what the service is, where they can come to your house and like clean out your vents. Have you guys seen those crazy on Facebook ads that like where there's just a giant pile of like looks like mattress stuffing or something, and they pull that out of your vents? Like that alone, but who has the money for that shit? So what I'm saying is like our pressure that's being put on us, everyone around our country, all the third world, they look at us like we're just so well off. But that puts pressure on the people who are just getting by, right, in our country. And so obviously you have people that can absorb these costs, right? We call them the wealthy and whatnot. But the people like that are just getting by, our health is what's being zapped, not just from and when we talk about the chemicals, some of that is because we didn't know any better. Some of it is because companies are trying to make every buck they can, you know, and so it's not all evil necessarily. I just think that as we learn, we need to change, and that's what Old Spice did with the aluminum free. So I'm glad they're making the change. If I didn't think there were companies out there purposely doing shit to us, then maybe it would be a better thing. But
well, do you know who Aaron Brockovich is? Did you ever watch that movie?
I remember the movie, but I don't remember what happened in
Julia
it.
Roberts, gorgeous in that movie. Yes.
It's in the
wonderful.
Yeah,
PG&E.
Another one.
She ended up going after, was it PG&E?
Yeah, Pacific Gas and Electric.
Yeah, because they had these big pools of, I don't know what they were, but big
chromium. That's what they cooled their towers in, and that
it
leached into the drinking water.
Exactly. And you know, you can't help but drive around these places where chemicals are at and see those big pools still to this day. I mean, look at that whole thing with, what was it, Camp Lejeune, the drinking water there, from the chemicals from the military base that seeped into the drinking water and caused all kinds of
Flint, Michigan.
Flint, Michigan, with the lead pipes.
I'm with
have they ever fixed the pipes?
No.
Anybody get back to me? That was a while ago.
Obama. Some of them have been.
That's good.
So I think Lisa May has a point here. Like people now, I think maybe they just changed the name up from autism, like because we used to call it retarded, or we called it Down syndrome, or we called it.
Lisa, you live in a town of 500 people.
Okay, well,
you know, and you had the newspaper, not the internet.
She lives in a pretty big city there.
Sorry, 650.
Wait, how do you know how many people are
coming off? This guy's coming out firing. I like it. Let's go. This is the kind of people in the boxes we need.
Yeah, well, I like we got to have some real conversation. You know,
come out and touch gloves. Let's go.
The vaxes, yeah. Well, it could be a combination of everything.
I think it's always been here, and it's always been a thing. We just did not have the ability to bring it to the forefront like we have now.
Absolutely. Like a lot of the old school asylums.
There are some things, because I can tell you, because I studied them when I was getting my degree in special education. So there is a history of autism, and autism has been around for a very, very long time. It's been called autism since, I want to say, at least like 1920s or something like that. one of the things about one of the things that special education did back in the late 90s, early 2000s was they developed a function in the law that that mandates special education, and it's called child find. And so child find went all the way down to birth. Before, it didn't include those populations at birth. And at that time in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, they incorporated that into special ed law. So now they are specifically looking for the characteristics of autism, because one of the things that we found as professionals in the field of of special education of disabilities is that the earlier that you identify a person with autism, the more likelihood it is that those kids, as when they grow up, that they have better outcomes. I had a family that I worked with early on in my career. The oldest son was born with autism, and they didn't catch it until he was an older, beyond toddlerhood. And so that kid was feral. Like he couldn't function. And I often wonder about, how he turned out. But the family went on later to have twin boys. And the twin boys were in DD preschool. That's where I met them. And it was a couple of years ago that they were at my high school, and they were completely out of special ed because at a very young age, they were identified and they got the interventions that they needed at a very, very early age, and they were able to normalize and not need special education services any longer. So that's one of the things that we've learned about autism. And there are some cases of autism that are so severe and profound, and sometimes they're mixed with other disabilities like intellectual disabilities, in which there's no cure for an intellectual disability. But some kids that have autism that are mixed with certain other disabilities that there is no cure for have hope.
You have a different combination of with a lot of different kids for sure. But I think but the autism itself, we know the specific. There's several specific things that a lot of kids with autism share, like the flapping of the hands. There's a lot of specific things, and I don't remember seeing kids do that. But anyway, regardless, I think there's another factor we haven't thought of, and that is the premature births now are more successful as far as keeping the child alive. But I think almost everybody I've talked to that has a child with autism was a preemie. Maybe not. Maybe it's not everyone, but I think it's also the fact that our technology is able to like keep kids alive after like a much younger state as a baby, newborn.
I think
actually that's a good point too. The sunscreen's coming out. Sunscreen season. Yeah, don't be buying that crazy chemical stuff.
I think that there are some instances of kids that have that are premature. My granddaughter was born 3 weeks premature. My daughter-in-law had a placental abruption, and it wasn't the premature birth that caused problems. It was the fact that my granddaughter was born not able to breathe. She was literally drowning in her mother's blood. They had to take her by C-section. They had to resuscitate her, and she has a small part on the occipital lobe of her brain, and she is labeled with a she's labeled as a high functioning autistic. She has some serious sensory kinds of things. But so I think that that's valid, Waylon, because depending on the circumstances of a child's birth, when they're born prematurely, if there is any kind of brain damage, then that does
a delay at least. Yeah, that's very
all
least.
kinds of learning disabilities or developmental disabilities, and that's a fact. That's fact. That's not a hunch. That's fact.
Oh, okay, Steve-O, a former co-host of People in the Boxes, now comes to troll People in the Boxes. Great for you, brother. I've been begging people to come up again this week. It's sad. But there's been
Hey.
a lot of good comments. Everybody really wants to tell me
I said from the beginning I'm full of shit. So kiss my ass, Steve.
I'm open-minded either way. I'm not sure which misinformation he's directing us towards, but I'd like
probably
to know
a couple. It's okay.
Know.
I'm sure we've definitely misspoke in the last 35 minutes. I'll put money on that.
Oh, for sure. We're not claiming to be experts either, though.
Steve-O says, meaning the population guess. Slow your roll.
He was talking about Jason, which I loved it. He's come out hot on the 5 to 650. They're probably double counting some of them numbers. Some of them people are probably dead. Let's be honest.
Right.
Well, I don't want to say what town
it's a
she's in,
town
but
called Normal.
it's much bigger. It's right next to Bloomington, and that's a pretty good sized city. There's probably 100,000 there at least.
Ugh, let's be honest. There's nothing normal. There's nothing normal about it.
My brother lives over by Bloomington somewhere, and he just bought a bait shop
In Illinois?
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember, my mom's family's from Illinois.
I didn't remember that.
Yes. My brother lives down there by Bloomington somewhere, I think. He used to live up in Streeter. That's where part of my mom's family comes from. That's where my brothers and sisters, my mom grew up in that area. My grandma, they owned a farm in Dana, which is outside of Streeter. So.
Oh, yeah.
But I have family all over the farming area. My people were farmers all over Illinois.
Don't put your Peter in Streeter. That's what I've always heard.
Jenna, what's up? Come on up, Jenna.
Well, I will tell you, when my brother lived there, you didn't mess around because my brother beat the shit out of me.
That's a good point.
He's known for being a fighter.
That's a good point that she brings up. This from the CDC, I guess, is what they say. But I don't necessarily love what the CDC says ever, but this actually makes a lot of sense. It kind of covers all of our bases, and it makes it makes sense in some ways because the pollution and the low birth weight that would be in certain areas as it became so low birth weight. Babies surviving probably were concentrated in the biggest hospital, the best hospitals, right? So that would have put it in certain areas of the country for the longest time, and then now it's spread out to where most hospitals can handle that kind of a child, and then on top of that, the same thing goes with air pollution. That would be concentrated in different places, not all over the whole country. So that might account for some of us growing up in areas where we didn't see much of that. And now it's changed, and then other people saw it all the time, or whatever. That's how that's what I'm seeing from everyone's in the comments and everybody up on screen. It's kind of makes a lot of sense. Anyway, guys, remember real quick, like and share us out, and we'll get you on this wheel. We've got a couple things to give away tonight for it, so it should be worth it. And anybody that wants to come up, we want to hear from you. Let's get away from this topic, though. There's more current events that we were actually interested in. So let's get back to that. Been a great conversation, though. Meaning the population guess. That's what you said. Okay.
I can't help but wonder, talking about air pollution in large cities and stuff, I can't help but wonder, and I know that they've tested for it. I just don't know a whole lot about it because science is not my thing. But I remember they used to test like the air quality in these large cities like LA where they have acid rain. And I just can't help but wonder what kind of like heavy metals are in that air pollution in large cities like that. And one thing that's a fact is that heavy metals do cause brain damage. And so I wonder, if there's a connection there with some of that as well.
Now you want an apology. Look, it was like 20 comments before you explained why you said I was misinformation. I think you should apologize to me up on this stage, on the screen. You've already got the access codes. Ding, ding, ding. Jason's hot. I'm hot. I've got a beer right here. Let's do it. We need to see Sir Steve-O after that certified Terpy Thursday.
This went from people in the boxes to domestic violence real quick.
No, just the people.
I don't know
boxing.
if I can get on board with this.
The people boxing. It went from people in the boxes to the people boxing. Yes, I love it.
Now the cops are coming. Very unfortunate.
I definitely know that Bloomington and Normal have much bigger amounts of people for sure. Lisa May. And actually, that's a weird one, Jason. Those two cities are the same. I don't know why they pretend to be different things. It's the same city. Like you literally are driving down the street and suddenly the city changes. Like it's the same. It's like doesn't even look like a different. Come on, I see you. I apologize for the after I realized what you were saying, but now I need to hear your opinion on the matter. You know the area. That's definitely off on the number.
Let's turn the lights down. Let's let them talk this out.
So what?
What? No, I want to hear what you thought I was being misinformed about.
Well, I'll explain it once. This is what happened. Jason was like, it's 650 or whatever. And if you would have read, the comment came later when you read it, like 5 minutes.
I know. Later. I'm still behind. I'm the
so
only one.
I understand that you might have taken that wrong, but
okay.
You called me don't call me a fucking troll. Then someone else calls me a troll.
I didn't say you were a troll. I said, are you trolling?
No, that's not what you said. You said I come up here trolling.
Yeah,
that's what you said.
You trolling is not calling you a troll, but you were trolling when you said that.
No, I wasn't.
How's it going, people?
Well, I'm sorry that you took it that way.
You called me up here because
come on. I was half joking about the whole thing, but you're very you're very
I'm pissed about it. Don't call me a troll.
Well, don't call me misinformation without context next time.
And you know what? Let me ask you this. What if I thought you were, which I wasn't? What if
I wanted to hear what it was. I was interested.
Waylon, don't interrupt me and let me get 3 words in. Okay? Listen. What if I did think you were giving misinformation and that was my opinion? Then listen, which is not my opinion. Okay? Then you jumped my ass and said I was trolling just because I disagreed with you. If that were the case. So either way, you're wrong. So just apologize.
No, it's not. That's not why I said you were trolling.
All right.
This is the best episode of People in the Boxes ever.
No, we've got much worse than that. No, it's not. We've got much worse than that. You were trolling by not saying what it was. If I came in your live and said, "Oh, you're wrong,"
I couldn't respond faster, dude.
No, you could have put it in that comment. There was way more room.
All right, you're a professional arguer. I'm not going to argue with you. Okay. You win.
I'm not a professional arguer. I'm saying you could have explained it in the comment. That's all I'm saying. I didn't say that either. I'm not saying you were wrong. I'm telling you why it upset me.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I understand that.
Okay, and then I was actually kidding with you after it. Once I figured out what you were saying, until I'm going, okay, tell me what I said wrong. That's what I'm
not trying to win an argument here.
All right, I'm just explaining.
I told you what I said and why I said it.
Okay, and I read it.
That's what I came to do, like you invited me to do. I'm not here to win an argument with you.
Who's arguing?
The both of you.
Disagree.
Of course. All right. Well, you guys continue your conversation. It is a very good show, by the way.
Glad we're hanging out for a while. Thank you.
I was. Sorry to interrupt.
You're always welcome to be here, Steve-O.
It's just I felt called out, and I wasn't gonna just sit in the comments and not say anything.
I apologize if I offended you at all, man. That's not what I was saying. I meant it as a joke. 650.
So did I. That's what I said. If we were sitting in a room, and you were like, "Oh yeah, your little town at 650," and I was like, "Oh, misinformation," you'd have laughed. We would have laughed about it. But don't disagree.
I was laughing and smiling a few minutes ago until you came up all upset. So I thought I was catching on to the joke is what I was doing. But
line up, you said. Okay. All right. Well, have a good evening.
Cheers, Steve-O.
Well, Wes, how's your night going?
Leave that up there.
Well, tonight's actually not better night than it. Probably the best. Yeah, god damn. Probably the best night in the past couple days.
Yeah, it's Friday Eve, bud. It doesn't get better than that.
Oh, I've been struggling pretty hardcore with some mental problems, but I'm working through it, dude. I'm working through it.
A wise man once told me, "Tough days don't last, tough people do." That's the best advice you can ever have in life.
Well, the shitty thing is, like, my birthday was on what day was it? Tuesday, and like me and my oldest son, we got in a really big argument this weekend, and me and the wife too, and it just pretty much shut me down. But I've been dealing with this my entire life for the last 38 years. I mean, you like you say, you know, you win some, you lose some, but you know what? You got to keep fucking kicking, and there ain't nobody else gonna clean my weed for me.
I tell my oldest child I fuck up all the time, and this is my first time. You know what I mean? Because he's my oldest, so some of the situations we go through, this is my first time doing it too, bud. You know what I mean? You can't expect me to be perfect, so.
No, I've just been getting really disrespected, and Dad's just getting sick and tired of it. Basically, is what it is. But yeah, other than that, you know, I just not doing a whole lot, just trimming my weed.
Hey, if that's what you need, get you back on the level.
Right. I mean, I got this nice big old 19-inch bud bowl.
Shit. Send a little care package or something. I mean, we're all friends here.
All right. Oh, I got like
the Bud Bowl. Hang on now. You got me intrigued.
Uh,
You took it away.
all right, no, it's still right here.
What do you think about it? Give me a review. How long you been using it?
I've only used it on one plant so far.
Okay.
But I'd have to say it trims it really nice. But the only thing I don't like is it takes a little too much off. I'm trying to get a good spot of it here. Move this.
Now, have you used the shake bag before? The trim bag?
I have all that stuff. I just got my bubble machine completed. My bubble hash machine.
Okay.
It was leaking really bad, so I just got that sealed up. It'll be my first experience with it, but
What are you talking about? Shake bag, Jason? Does it like catch the keef and keep the bud? Like,
yeah, they got a trim bag that you put the buds inside of it and everything, and you give it a couple shakes, and it shakes it, trims off all the excess shit. You know, it makes it look like a nice, beautiful nug.
Yeah, I love that.
But it does take a little bit of extra off of it, in my opinion. So I'm looking for something in between that. I have an industrial trimmer also.
What he's got going right there looks pretty legit. That's like a Ronco, just.
Yeah, that's all it is, dude. It's got,
I have one.
gear ratio here. Like I haven't trimmed this. This is the first trim of this plant. You guys are about to watch it.
Let's review.
But that's all you do. Let it move around. All right, it's probably not perfect, but we'll check it out.
And what is that, about a half at a time?
This is a 19-inch, so I can get probably a good quarter pound in this bitch.
Oh, really? Okay.
Be nice. We don't know if she's a bitch.
And it has to be dry?
Yeah.
Okay.
That looks like a Ronco. That's a dehydrator. I know exactly what you got there.
It's not a dehydrator.
You're making beef jerky in that thing later.
So there's like a grill. There's like a grill thing on top, and then there's these blades. There's like a long blade that goes across, and it
just kind of kicks it up. Shapes it. It's just shaping. Just shaping. Yeah.
It trims like the leaves or whatever off, and they
the trimming is in there. I don't know how well you can see it. Better light here.
I'll be rolling all my joints of that shit in the bottom. I'll tell you that right now.
Yep, that's all the.
It's good for edibles, you know. Great for edibles, great for any of that.
Right. Yeah, I got all my trimmings and stuff to save. I'm actually curing my trimmings, so that way they're even better. I got a nice little jar of them right here with my. This stuff's probably been curing for about 4 months now. It's pretty much just a little bit of everything, all the good trimmings.
Nice.
Nice little jar of it.
That's what we're talking about right there.
That's all.
Is that on your trimmings?
This is all trimmings.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
This is just a good portion of it. Like I have probably a good, pound, 2 pounds of other trimmings just sitting off to the side waiting. But this is my quality jar. So I'll have quality hash and I'll have the hash just to throw around or bake with, whatever. But yeah, it's been kind of interesting using all this other stuff, just being old school person and trying out the new school ways. A little bit different, that's for damn sure.
Beats trimming by hand.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially if you have a shit ton of weed.
I told my son that since he ain't gonna help me, that he's gonna buy me one of these.
It's
Get us
definitely
back on topic there, Waylon. What do you got?
definitely a simulation.
Yeah. Ooh, look at the hair.
Now he was acquitted. Let's be honest, he was acquitted.
He was still a pile.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, everybody has an opinion about that OJ thing.
Oh, I know. He's guilty of sin. Let's be honest. I told you.
Guilty of something.
Guilty many
of
He
times
didn't
over.
do it. He knows for a fact who did. But he took it to the grave. BANANAS, bananas.
I like bananas.
What's wrong with bananas, guys? What's going on here?
Home intruder failure.
What do you think about P. Diddy and the list of names that are going to be coming out following him?
Oh boy, it's not going to be good.
Here's what I have to say about all that. All of those people that have made their way to the top, and I don't care if you're a thug that hustled your way to, like he did, Tupac, all of those guys, or if you're like, what was that weirdo dude? He's like he made a lot of big
all the way to
stars.
Oprah Winfrey so far. I mean, so
I don't care who you are. If you came up in the business up until maybe the last 10 years, like you're newer on the scene, all of those guys are dirty for shit. They raped women, they raped boys, they did all kinds of nasty shit.
Wow.
crazy shit. What you got here?
I'll make it big for just a second.
Car rammed into a gate at an FBI office in Atlanta. Yeah, you're in an FBI office. You ain't getting very far at all.
No, stupid people.
Come on.
It's unclear, they said, as to why. Look at that.
When did that happen, Waylon?
This happened April 1st.
April 1st.
I didn't even hear about that.
It's a joke. It never happened.
Right.
A Trump supporter did it.
It's probably true. Let's be honest. What is? Hold on. Go down. Is that a foreign vehicle? I need to see.
Where?
Bought in China.
No.
One that smashed the gates.
It kind of looks like a Miata. Or not a Miata, but a Mazda.
You smoking those trimmings or what? That don't look like
What do you think?
Mazda.
That
I
looks
don't
like
know.
a
I'm Wes. I'm full of shit. Come on now, buddy.
Buick
That's all good.
Encore. Buick Encore.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Made in America.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
assembled
well,
in America anyway.
Nothing's made in America anymore.
I was.
Let's see.
Toyotas are.
Have we heard about this Apple River case?
Oh, that's a guy shanked some kids. They're fucking. You don't the
This
the
is
clip
crazy,
of the video
guys.
you only get to see is him being belligerent. So I don't know what happened before that, but
I heard the story, and the story is these kids were harassing this guy and told him to leave, and he's in a public place, and then they started hitting him and trying to drown him, and that's when he started to fight back with a knife. Now, what I've also heard is he maybe was a little excessive. I don't know, but if you got a bunch of people surrounding you, trying to drown you. I don't know what's excessive at that point.
Yeah, I'm not sure you necessarily need to go to the knife. They're all children. He was a fairly large man.
In July 2022 while floating
And
on
they
the
fight
river
like
with
shit.
friends. Video evidence of the incident has rallied support in favor of the 54-year-old engineer, whose defense team has maintained he acted in self-defense while surrounded by 13 unruly and intoxicated young adults. 13 drunk
I'm
kids,
in your
man.
ass. I'm stabbing you. I'm shooting. No.
Are you
13
kidding me?
little
Yeah.
motherfuckers
Yeah.
can't fuck them kids.
The young adults'
100%.
testimony seemed to lack critical details, with many admitting they could clearly remember how the events played out. They couldn't remember. Defense attorney Aaron Nelson told reporters that his team in MUI were not, is that his name? Moody? His name? Were
Sure.
not surprised by, but were respectfully disappointed. I understand it's a huge task the jury just undertook. We obviously disagree with the deep sadness. So yeah, it's on the day of the incident. He reportedly separated from his group to look for a friend's lost cell phone. So he was looking for a phone. He was carrying a pocket knife he had bought to cut twine used to tie inner tubes together. So it was like a small knife. While searching a group, young adults began heckling him and screaming that he was a pedophile. In the video, the teens become increasingly hostile. I haven't seen the video, but I don't necessarily want to.
Maybe they struck a chord. I mean, why do you go straight to the knife? Beat this kid's ass.
They got in his face. They screamed at him.
You watch the video. There's only maybe 2 or 3 people that are like in it, and one of them is dead now.
They swore at him. They got in his face and screamed at him. That's still not hitting him. Let's see. During the trial, that's what they said. They put their hands on him, and the group of 6. They became brave. Hold on, let me start back over. They put their hands on him, and the group of 6. They became brave. What? This is a quote. The group of 6 became brave to the point that they circled him and started taunting him.
That's out of Minneapolis or
Wisconsin.
They're like on a float trip, is what it looked like.
I watched my news out of Minnesota in the morning. I remember
they punched him, they pushed him, they slapped him, they hit him again. Wow. Anyway,
I think our boy just fights like shit. He went straight to the knife.
Yeah, he could have been a coward. Maybe the guy had no fighting skills at all, but he had.
They knocked him into the water and stuff. It says so. You got me. If you knock me into the water,
hey, you gotta watch the video.
We mean the old man. What I'm saying is the old man. Maybe he had he didn't have any skills to fight or had no But you're saying to watch the video. I don't know if I want to play it on the show tonight, but definitely something to look into, guys. I'm not this is just in the news. I'm not going to go either way on that one because I wasn't there, but it's pretty crazy with that many people though. It's like,
and the funny part is his buddy is videotaping or recording on his phone the whole time, while his friend, you can physically see, is dying in said river right now, holding his stomach, and not one person really goes to him. They're still all involved in fucking around. Like, I don't get it. Because as soon as somebody gets laid open, all right, shit just changed. You know what I mean?
That real.
All that old man didn't end up dying after killing one of the 13. I don't know. Because if those were my friends and I just watched you cut my boy open, you're probably not making it out of this river. But it's a weird video.
Yeah, I might watch it, but I don't want to put it up on live. This one's interesting. Credit card delinquencies reach historic highs. Almost 3.5% of credit card balances were at least 30 days past due as of the end of December. Jeez, that was published today. I'm not going to read through it all, but Jason, you got anything else? I'm going to read it while if you got something, I'll read this to myself.
The only other thing I got is a lot of earthquakes.
Oh yeah, there was.
I mean, I don't understand how, why, what. In the United States, just in the United States alone, in the past 24 hours, we've had 61 earthquakes.
Damn.
In the past 7 days, we've had 484. Now, let me say earthquakes. This is a 2.0 magnitude or higher. So it has to register at least a 2.0 or higher. 61 in 24 hours. 484 in the past 7 days. 2,126 in the past 30 days. 30,636 earthquakes in the past 365 days.
Where are they happening at?
This is all over in the United States. Recently today, we had a 3.1 in Alaska. This week, we had a 4.9 earlier in Alaska. Earlier this month, we had a 5.6 in Oregon and a 7.2 in Alaska. So 3 of them have been in Alaska and 1 of them in Oregon, just on the.
Now, I do believe we have some fairly large fault lines in the United States.
Yes, we do. The whole thing with Alaska and that area up there, Alaska is part of what they call the Ring of Fire. All of those islands, Alaska has, like, there's a lot of islands that kind of curve over into like Russia or whatever, and that's all part of the Ring of Fire, and that's directly connected to fault to what do you call it? I don't know if they're fault. What is it? The plates?
Titanic plates or whatever they are.
Yeah, tectonic plates or something like that.
Yeah.
What was crazy was I lived in California for 8 years. I lived in Sacramento, and every night on the news they had a segment that talked about earthquake stuff, you know, because they have bad earthquakes there in the Bay Area especially. And it was crazy because there's this one area where they have a lot of sensors because they have a lot of seismic activity that's over there. I want to say it's south of San Francisco somewhere, but they would have like all the readings for all of the tremors and stuff that went on every single day. It was like, that's crazy.
This website has it down to the hour. So an hour ago, there was a 2.0 in Alamo, Nevada. 2 hours ago, there was a 2.2 in California. 3 hours ago, there was a 2.4 in Hawaii. There's a 2.2 in Nevada, another one in Hawaii, one in Texas 7 hours ago. You know, so this one breaks it down basically to the hour. But it's just, I don't know. This seems like an awful lot of earthquakes to me, especially here in the East Coast. You know, we really don't feel very many here, and we're getting them.
Yeah.
Did you hear about this kid, Jason?
What's that one?
In Michigan, school shooter sentenced to 10 to 15
Oh, yeah,
years.
his parents.
No,
Yep.
his parents
They
sentenced.
knew. They fucking
Parents.
knew.
Okay.
Yeah. They knew something was wrong anyway.
They knew. They didn't even do shit. And
James and Jennifer Crumbly.
yeah.
First time, I believe.
Connection to a mass shooting carried out by their child in the nation's history.
It's horrible.
They were tried separately. The pair were sentenced together in Oakland. So they were tried separately and sentenced together. That's interesting. Yeah, they were each sentenced to
That's
10.
because they both know. Everybody knew. Like, look, this shit, y'all are rotting in hell forever.
I guess that one's. Don't need to read that one. It sounds like there's some shitty people
29
there.
or 57 months.
FBI says FISA Section 702 is not unconstitutional. Okay. Congress lawmakers.
I don't
have
think
been,
they'll be getting out.
yeah, I don't think any of us know what that is. I'm not going to get into that one too much there. That one's done. Okay, let's go to.
I hate to run, guys, but my dinner just got here, and I want to eat while it's hot. So,
Adios, amigo.
have a great day, everybody. Appreciate you guys. It's been a wonderful episode. So, Have a great week, everybody.
You too.
That's what everybody wants to see, so I guess I'll go there.
Jesse,
The body.
my governor can beat up your governor.
Our governor's fat, so you're probably right.
Hey, pull up the one where the Border Patrol is starting to confiscate all the legal growers in the state of New Mexico. They're confiscating all their marijuana.
Trying to make extra money.
Right.
Mm-mm.
It's from 5 years ago. I don't know if they
No.
have. Are you
No,
sure
this
it's on?
was-
Is it on
yeah.
this site?
I don't know. I have it pulled up on my phone.
Well, if you just tell me to pull it up, I don't know where that is.
Says federal officials are suddenly seizing marijuana from state licensed businesses, leaving industry perplexed. I think.
Are you on a laptop?
No, I'm on my phone. Well, I'm on my laptop, yeah, for this, but I'm on my phone.
No, I mean for like you just make another tab. You could pull it up there if you wanted to. Because I'm still over here just trying to search for it like an idiot. Let's see, prior drug use. But can you tell me a website or what website are you on? Let's see. That's from March. This one. Let's see. March is pretty soon. Or recent. Stop marijuana, fentanyl, and cocaine. No, that's not it.
No, there's several places that have it. There's one from High Times Customs and Border Protection Targeting License, New Mexico.
Okay, High Times. There's a destination. I can do that.
I don't know which one this one's from. It's hard to tell. That I have pulled up on my phone. I think it came from.
This is from October. No, that's fentanyl. Well, all I typed in was Border Patrol. Like that should have found it.
I think this one on my phone is from Marijuana Moment.
It should say there on the phone.
Well, it's hard to see because it's like covered. But it says Feds seize state licensed cannabis. And the date is April 9th, 2024. It literally just happened within, well, it's been going on because it's not, but.
Well, I do not know. I'm searching Border Patrol. That should be a pretty easy way to find it, I would think.
Put border,
another fucked thing for our government.
Put Border Patrol in New Mexico seizures.
All right, boys and girls. I'm going to get out of here. Everybody have a good night. I'll see you guys next Thursday.
Good night.
Take it easy, man.
How do you spell seizures?
EI. Z.
Oh, it's just like actual seizures. Interesting.
Yeah.
It's not two different words. I thought like the convulsing of seizures would be a different word. That's interesting.
You want me to bring it up?
Yeah, that's not it. Yeah. I don't know where you're finding it at, but
all I did was a search.
Capitalize N.
Cannabis seizures. Because if you just put seizures, you're going to get all kinds of shit. They seize all kinds of shit.
It should be the most recent thing though, and I'm finding stuff from a year ago. Like that's the thing. That's my problem here. It should be pulling up whatever the most recent thing is. It seems it can't find anything you're looking for.
Sounds like something they do though.
Yeah, they don't understand why, because there's nothing illegal about what they're doing.
2017 is the most recent article.
Well,
2021.
if it's the federal government,
Can I get this to go in order, please? Now 2021. So I have to keep searching to randomly find this year. There's 23. What kind of website is this? High Times? What are they, brand new? I've never heard of them. Jeez, this is their first time. It's their first website. What's going on here? Another one. So I just got to keep searching down for maybe 2024 might pull up at some point. All right. I'm not doing this. Let's see. About that. This Customs Border Patrol. This is from the government. I don't know if I want to read that, but let's see. This was last year. As Canada prepares to legalize recreational marijuana starting October 17th, 2018. Okay, yeah, that seems not what you're talking about either. That's why, I mean, if you want to try to find it here while I'm trying to find it.
I have it found. I don't have a problem finding it.
Is it on your computer?
Yeah.
Can you share it in?
How?
Please?
Well, how do you want me to share it?
At the bottom, you type in, or you click present, and then you click share screen, and then you can find it that way. Search Google. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate that, brother. I used them both, guys. April 9th. Here's one. Maybe that's it.
It's not letting me share it.
I see it. I would have to pull it up. Border Patrol seizes legal. I've actually found it in a. Oh, this just says is Michigan next? This is from. It's a different website. I see yours too. I might pull yours up as well. We'll see what the difference is.
No, there's many, because the one that I have pulled up on my phone is from whatever, Marijuana Moment.
I was on there and I don't know, didn't find it. So this says I can't. You're gonna have to search around on it.
You want me to scroll?
Yeah, if you want. Or I can go back to the one I'm on.
So it says federal officials in New Mexico are apparently targeting state licensed marijuana companies at border checkpoints. One of the things about New Mexico is you cannot go anywhere in this state without going through a border checkpoint. They have them all over this state. Yeah, I don't know. What do you want me to do?
Well, we'll just forget about it and move on, I guess.
Yeah, but they're seizing people's cannabis.
Do you want to read
millions of dollars?
Do you want me to read it?
Well, do you want me to read it? I mean, I don't know. What do you?
That's what we've been doing. I can. Okay, I got this here. I got this. I don't actually see anything to read. Can I click this to continue reading? Okay, I got to subscribe. So yeah, I'm not doing that.
So federal officials in New Mexico are apparently targeting state licensed marijuana companies at border checkpoints and seizing regulated cannabis products, according to media reports. New Mexico legalized medical marijuana in 2019, followed by the legalization of adult use cannabis in 2021. Regulated sales of recreational weed began in the state on April the 1st, 2022, just under a year after Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham signed the legalization bill into law. Since then, New Mexico's licensed cannabis businesses have seen little interference from federal authorities, much like other weed legal states over the last several years. The situation has changed recently, however, with the U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents seizing regulated cannabis products at least a dozen times over the last 2 weeks, according to Ben Lewinger, I don't know how you say that guy's name, Executive Director for the New Mexico Chamber of Commerce. Although 12 such seizures have been reported, the actual number could be even higher. There's still a lot of stigma and a lot of fear, so I imagine this is underreported, Lewinger told KRQE13 television news. It's hurting small businesses, it's hurting all of us because of the loss of tax revenue. CBP officers are permitted to establish immigration checkpoints to help stem smuggling and human trafficking within 100 miles of the international border with Mexico. In states with legal weed, these checkpoints are generally navigated without incident by licensed cannabis companies moving products within the state. But recently that has changed, although seemingly only in New Mexico. Lewinger said he believes the state's cannabis businesses are being targeted by federal officials in the state and called on Biden administration to step in. Our brothers and sisters in California, Arizona, which also share a border with Mexico, are not seeing this same increased activity. It seems like this is a situation that is particular to New Mexico, and I think what needs to happen is the White House needs to direct the Department of Homeland Security to stop wasting resources on product that poses no threat, Lewinger said. It's just clearly outside the scope of the Customs and Border Patrol. This guy, and I happen to know him, this is the only dispo in town where I will buy my cannabis. Nick Spoor, operations manager for Top Cop Cannabis Co., told reporters that the company has regularly transported cannabis products through CBP checkpoints successfully. Normally they don't have dogs. Usually it's just our US citizen, then they wave you through. But that changed when CBP agents seized products from one of the company's vehicles at a checkpoint on Valentine's Day. These guys are local to me, and their grow op is about 20 miles south of my community. So they've been doing this for over a year, no questions asked. So obviously we've been doing everything compliantly. It was a manifested product. So I was shocked, a little blown away and taken aback. Ethan Ramsey, an employee of Las Cruces cannabis producer Headspace Alchemy, was arrested by CBP last week while attempting to go through an immigration checkpoint, according to a report from the paper. The driver had been stopped at the checkpoint on Interstate 25, about 25 miles north of Las Cruces, that's my community, while delivering samples to a cannabis lab in Santa Fe. Rob Duran, a managing partner of Headspace Alchemy, was following in another vehicle. The paper obtained an audio recording of the interaction with CBP officials. We've been instructed to seize all cannabis, all illegal products. The CBP officer can be heard saying it's still federally illegal. When Duran asked how the company and CBP could reach a solution to the situation, he was told that he could talk to his supervisor or contact the regional office. I can't tell you anything that they haven't already told you, the officer says on the recording, or I can't go above what they're telling you. Everything's going to get seized. When Duran asks about Ramsey, he is told that the employee has been arrested. He's under arrest, the agent says. That's what happens when someone gets placed under arrest. You're going to try to get a definitive answer out of me. I don't know where we're at. We've just started this process. We just started this case, so I can't give you a definitive answer. Between last week's seizure by CBP and an earlier one, Duran says the company has lost $20,000 in product. More significantly, his workers now have a record with the federal government because of interactions. In both cases, employees have had their pictures taken and been fingerprinted, and have also been told that their names are going to now be in federal databases as being caught at a federal inspection point with cannabis, Dudon says. When contacted by the local media, a CBP spokesperson denied allegations that officers in New Mexico are targeting licensed cannabis businesses. Although legal for the medical or recreational use in many states, marijuana is classified as a Schedule I controlled substance under federal law. Whoa, what's that?
What?
Oh, I just heard noise. The spokesperson said in a statement, therefore, U.S. Border Patrol agents will continue to take appropriate enforcement action against those who are encountered in possession of marijuana anywhere in the United States.
Later,
Chadwick, a top crop cannabis company, said his business can handle the loss from CBP interference, but he says that other companies could be irreparably harmed by the product seizures. People's lives are at stake here. Businesses are at stake here, and it can affect some people with, like I said, very dire circumstances, and they could lose everything they've had, said Chadwick. They've put their hearts and souls into their businesses, and it's not fair. That's the end. So it's crazy because they haven't manifested. They're all within what they're supposed to be doing as far as like the weight, the manifest. You have to have like the weight, and I don't know what all is on the manifest, but it's all legal. It's all what they're supposed to be doing, yet their stuff is being seized and people are being charged.
But it's still federally illegal. They went through a federal checkpoint.
Right.
That was their mistake. They went through a federal checkpoint.
You cannot not go through a federal checkpoint. That's what
right.
I'm telling
you can't go across the border.
No, it's not across the border. It's within the state. This is not coming across the border.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, it's still that's what it is, though. It's just that federal checkpoint, and so once that federal checkpoint happens, you know how that stuff actually works. You know, they got to put their fingers in everything.
I understand that, but what I'm telling you is that there is no way to avoid the federal checkpoints. There's no way. You cannot not go through the federal checkpoints.
Remember, guys, when they first legalized in any state, I think Colorado, we might have said it during that time, but they said the state is legalizing it, but it's still federally illegal, which means if the feds wanted to, they could just come in and say nope. But now,
literally,
but they're doing it in not so much of a direct way. They're making these quote checkpoints. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to do it in a way where people don't notice, or like really in a way where it doesn't look as tyrannical. I guess maybe is my guess. You know what I mean?
Here's the deal: they aren't doing it anywhere else but in this state. So there's
that's their test. They're testing it. That's their first test.
Yeah.
They're seeing how it goes. Seeing if
you know what doesn't make sense. You know what doesn't make sense is that.
Well, look at what this says here. Like the feds just put out a study. Medical marijuana patients enrollment grew 610% since 2016, showing increasing cultural acceptance for cannabis. Federal study finds.
What doesn't make sense though is that CBP. Okay, so CBP is directly under the president. One of the president's jobs is the chief law enforcer of the country. So CBP, all of these policing agencies fall directly under the president. And President Biden is pro-cannabis. So it doesn't make sense as to why CBP is all of a sudden targeting people. Because we've been legal
taking money from people. That's all
all it's ever about is money. Money.
They found a way, but for instance, the same reason people will rob you of your weed is because they know you cannot go to the police and say someone stole my weed, even in a legal state. I cannot. If someone like we talked about before, someone had taken some of my weed once, not too long ago, like last year sometime. And you just there's no one to go to. You can't go call the police. That's the point, Kim. They found this is their loophole of going, oh well, we're sorry. Too bad. Where are you gonna go? What are you gonna do?
Well, I just don't understand it because Biden is friendly to cannabis.
What does
I
that
think
mean?
that's what
does
he's
that even
just
mean?
saying.
Yeah, he
It's-
just wants the votes for that.
That's all it is. It's the votes. That's the whole reason Minnesota's
doesn't
legal
care
right now
about
too. Is the vote. That's all it is.
I mean,
They don't care.
Obama smoked it. We smoked it.
Well, I didn't inhale though.
No, that
I don't know.
was Clinton, buddy.
Oh. But still, same shit.
Obama said we smoked it, and that was the purpose, or that was the point. He said.
And Biden is the one that was putting what was it, the Africans and Mexicans and all that stuff in jail for having marijuana.
Well, they've been doing that because of the what was it in? I want to say it was during Clinton that they ramped up the war on drugs, or maybe it was.
It's just it's plain and simple. The government's going to do what they want to do until the people take back control.
Well, and it's not just, and I don't think it's as absolute as that, Wes. I think what happens is it's just like a child trying to push their boundaries to see what they can get away with.
Yes.
It's a constant thing between power, which we supposedly the people have power, which we aren't able to flex as like sufficiently as we might want to, but the government also is the opposite end of that power. So there is this back and forth of going, what can I get away with? Oh, well, how far can I push the line in my favor? And that's just what happens in a sort of like natural sense. It's nature.
Right.
Anyway, yeah.
I don't know.
Hi, Alan.
It's weird. It's like.
So my point is, Kim, that's one of the areas that they can get away with, and so that's where they're at.
Right.
Same goes for guns. There's so many people that don't like guns, so they can get away with inching, taking little bits away. This gun, that gun, this type of thing, that piece of it, this stock, that this size of ammo. Like they keep taking little bits. And that's why they do that instead of going, you know what, we're going to tell you. Well, actually, some cities have banned words. Haven't you guys seen that? There's some cities. I remember, I forget what city it was. This was a couple of years back, and they had banned the term brown bag it. You can't say when I'm taking my lunch, hey, what kind of lunch? What are you going to bring for lunch? I'm going to brown bag it. I'm going to take a little brown sack of lunch. They banned the term because of racial reasons. And it's like, listen, banning words doesn't work out. I'm sorry. It just doesn't work well.
Right.
Just look at the internet. A good example tonight in the show earlier, Melanie, I don't know if you're still hanging out, Melanie, shouts out. She said the term de-aliving because she had to type something and and then she couldn't type the word that she would have typed because it would flag her. And that's the same thing we do if they take away words. Sorry, we come up with.
We can't even say cop in some of these things anymore.
You just come up with new words. Like that's exactly what happens.
You can't say gun. You can't say nothing like that.
I need to do this spin before everybody falls asleep here. Let's go to this. And I did want to spin on my locals community. Let me go check and see if anybody. I will do you this courtesy, everyone, and see if anyone new has commented. Nope, I don't believe so. Only 9 people in on this. Remember, the prize depends on your level of support on locals. So if you are a basic member, you'll. I think I gave Perry. He won last time. Or he won one of the times. I gave him $6. I mean, $2 a month. I gave him 3 months worth. So that's not too bad at the basic. But then at the higher levels, you get even more. So there you go. There's my little spiel for a second. Let me shuffle her around. I think Sandy won this recent one, and she chose a swag pack, which I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cookies bags full of stuff in them that I got to get out. I'll probably do that tomorrow. The reason I don't know if it's all going to fit in these sleeves I have. I might have to find slightly bigger boxes, unfortunately. But we'll do that. All right, this one is going to be for my supporters, and then we'll spin the one for the like and share wheel, which gets you a spot on game night if you didn't play already, or if you are playing, you get a second spot, which is good. Good luck, everybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a post up about half an hour before game night, and that post on locals is going to be for the players. Except Lisa May is the only one that's on Facebook side only. So Lisa, I guess just hit me up if you're trying to play. That's fine for now. Until we get more people over there on Facebook, you can subscribe and get into game night for $3 a month. It's a little more because Facebook takes a lot more. But the best deal is definitely on locals for $20 for a whole year. I see a lot of people doing that one. I appreciate it. It's just I appreciate the longevity of the commitment. You know, it's less money, but it's a commitment for a year because I guess you could. I don't know if you can cancel somehow. I don't know what happens if you cancel during that. I don't know if you get reimbursed. I guess maybe, but neither here nor there. I just appreciate the sentiment. Number seven. Let's find out who number 7 was. Shouts out to Rumble. We got several people hanging out on Rumble still. Let's get over to locals, find out who this was. Ten, 9, 8, 7. Oh, snaps. Guess who that was? The person right here checking to see which number he was. Corey and Lauren. The Kleins win. Now, what will the Kleins win? That will be. I'll have to check that real quick. It was you. It was, and I'm going to remove you off the wheel for now. I'm going to go double check myself and see where you're at. We won't announce it. I'm not trying to do that. Well, I guess I did already to Perry, so sorry, Perry. Perry was talking about upgrading, and anybody that's out there trying to upgrade, I'm looking for someone that because we were trying to figure out what happens if you have the yearly and you want to go to the pro. I don't know. Anyway, that's a side note, but okay, cool. All right, yeah, I will take care of you. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of running. I should probably hold off on more swag bags. Actually, hold on. Okay, you still have the option. I'll give you the option, Corey. The last one would give me 6, which would give me a more like even printout on my printer. So if you want to do another swag pack, I can throw I got a bunch of stuff that I've been getting from these events. Some Iraqi dinar if you want that. Or cash. Cold hard cash would be another option. We could just get with me in the DMs. And for now, we will do the other spin. I'm sure there's more news and such, but I don't know. We could probably go forever. If anybody wanted to come up and hang out, they could. But they, bring us a story. Tell us what's up. All right. Here's the other wheel for the liking and sharing. Appreciate the efforts, everyone.
The wind ripped my greenhouse apart.
That's not good.
Swag
pack. Okay, Corey.
I'm zip tying it back together. And it's just basically that plastic stuff, like tarp plastic. Not.
Let's see, Corey. Would you rather have a rolling tray or an ashtray? I have a GrowFam rolling tray or a Verano ashtray that's light blue. I guess you could use it for a weed tray or whatever kind of tray. It's a little small rounder one. You can pick one of those two, and then I'll pack it with some other things like some lanyards. I got like a cookies lanyard. I think that's the last cookies lanyard. Yep, that's the last one. Cookies is a fun brand. Let me throw you in some rolling papers. if I can find some. I think maybe I got rid of all the rolling papers already. Oh, there's one pack of rolling papers, and I will give you a rolling tray if you pick the. Okay, you picked the rolling tray. Okay, let's say I have this little like bamboo type of rolling tray, a little small, like a one that rolls up even. So okay, you can take that. All right. What state are you in anyway, Corey? You don't have to give me your shipping anyway, but I'm curious. I wonder if you're in my state. Got some ink pens in here from some of these vendors. Let's see, who's this? No one should go to prison for cannabis, it says. The last prison project on this pen. I'll give you that. And then we'll give you 250 dinar. 250 dinar right here. You might be able to find. You might find somewhere to sell it for more. Not more than 250 dinar, though. I tell you that much. Gerald, I see that you wanted to play again this week, guys. I appreciate the 4 people that want to play every week. I'm really hoping that I can get more people that would like to come up and challenge you guys, because right now it seems like a game between 4 people, and they just keep passing it back and forth. Although you've only played twice, definitely you're going to get to play again for sure. Who did play last week? Let's see. Wasn't that you, Kim? I think Kim got to play last week. Gerald played again. Dolores got to play for the first time. That was awesome. She said she enjoyed it. Great. Good for you, Dolores. Try to get the technical problems figured out next time. First time on StreamYard usually gives you those. And then, of course, Michelle Paris won. I haven't seen Michelle tonight, but yeah, she definitely loves game night. All right, we'll do the spin now. I don't know if anybody else... Oh, Sandy's trying to jump up. Okay. All right, Sandy. I could see you coming up and killing house. Wait, cleaning house. That's the right term. You haven't got to play? William. Oh, that's tough, man. If you want to play, just let me know. Corey, you played last week. Yeah, the people in the comments that play, I'm going to do this. The first, like when I put the comment or the post in the locals and for people to comment in to play, then when I start to pull from that list, I'm going to try to scroll up the list and only grab people that didn't play last week. If you played last week but did not win anything, I think you were one of those, Corey. There's 2 or 3 people that didn't end up getting a prize. Those people can still play, of course. You can play again, but I will try to scroll up that list and try to grab everybody that hasn't yet. Yeah, you didn't. I don't think so, Corey. So yeah, you're good, brother. Okay, so I need to write down that you just won the spin. Corey, did you get that pendant? Did you get that pendant from last week? I want to know. I don't know if I saw a post or not with that, but if you could, that'd be great. Swag, Corey. Okay, let's spin this. I don't know if anybody's in the comments that has liked and shared that I didn't get on here. That's why I gave you a little bit more time. Let's see. Timothy, I got you on there. Okay. What's up?
There's a thing on Facebook right now from the site that I like.
Oh, Alan.
It's called
Go ahead.
Random Facts. And it says the sun's solar activity to reach maximum by 2025 could cause complete global internet outage.
In 2025?
Yeah.
That's when the sun turns into its maximum? Oh, Chuck, are you still here?
Can you see it?
Let me get you on the wheel if you could. I see the like a graphic, but what's that? What I don't know what that's trying to tell me that the internet won't work.
I don't
All
know. I
electricity
guess
won't
maybe
work.
solar flares or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, sun flares.
Yeah, like
They're kind of like EMPs.
Yeah, I could see
yeah.
that. Yeah, we're in for a wild ride if we think things are gonna just continue the way they are.
Those things happen a lot more often than we think.
All right, looking. William, you shared a private group, William? Chrisan, you said you liked and shared, but the likes didn't go up. There you are. I see you on the list though, so you're good. I got you. Sorry, trying to keep cover my bases here. But William, I don't think you can share the legit bean review. It's a private group.
No, you have to share the link. If you're going to share it from a group, you have to click the link.
Oh yeah, and it, like he says in his messenger, I guess. Yeah.
Well, no, you can click like the dots up at the top of the thing, and then it'll like share link or something, or copy link. You just copy the link and then you paste it somewhere and share it. Share it out that way.
You can share it to your clipboard too.
Yeah.
And it actually shows that it's been shared and stuff.
A private group. I
Like
think it's
anything,
still depends on
pretty
your
much.
settings, maybe. I'm not sure.
My doctor put me on Cialis.
You got people coming on now? Batten Killer? What do you mean? You want to give them a second? We can do that. We're giving two things away off of this wheel. One of them is a Danky Doozy from Miss Margaret Jett. Shouts out to Margaret. Thank you very much. Margaret also goes over to X and likes us and shares us out and does some commenting, and just like Jess does, Jess Rosebud, and also over on Rumble. Margaret's one of the first people over there. So I appreciate all of you that go to the different locations because those three places are important to me. You got 15? You want me to wait 15 minutes? You guys do? Or you're asking me? But I'll chat if you have questions. I'm not sure what you're asking me, brother. You were asking me this? This was a question? Yeah, no one else is coming on, I don't think. I'll try one of those. Yeah, me too, Corey. They do sound good. I've heard some good things about them for sure. All right. Well, here we go. You got 1 minute, guys. It's 2 hours and 9 minutes. I got some chillums in here somewhere too, Corey. Ah, yeah. I got some chillums. I'll send you an ozone chillum. There you go. And some stickers, I'm sure. I got some more stickers. I don't have any stickers of me, though. I need to get my logo. Tibraz, what's up? Who was that said they wanted to play? Somebody said that earlier. Anyway, if anybody wants to play in the games, let me know for Sunday. Just hit me up in the DMs. Can I still get on the list in case you need players? Yes, everybody. So I encourage everyone to comment on the post that I'm going to make for game nights. The half hour before game night on locals, I'm going to make a post. Comment anyway, and if I need players, I'll take I'll go back down to the bottom, the original or the earliest comments and grab the first comments up of people who played already if I have to. But yeah, definitely still jump in for sure. If that makes sense. You already know you want to play for sure. Well, yeah, I still want to make sure that you comment on the Locals is a website to browse. Locals.com. But you don't have to be local on Locals to get on this wheel if you just like and share the video. I will check. All right, well, we're going to spin it. Have a great night, everybody. You want to get on the wheel, Tabraz? If I'm saying that right. Phone saying that the website is not private and won't let me sign in and comment. Website's not private. Your phone says this? Well, you want to use the app on your phone. Grab the app. Yeah, like and share it, but you're in the Legit Bean Review Remastered, so you have to share a certain way over there. And if you want to come over to my page, you can share a little easier, but share them both. If that would be really helpful to us. I appreciate that. If you could share them both, hit like on both of them. We are live in 3 different places. We're live on, well, more than that, but on Facebook, we're live in Vet Codes. It's a veterans group. I highly suggest that all veterans jump in there. You get lots of giveaways. And also we're live on Waylon the Indoor Farmer on Facebook. And we're also live on the Legit Bean Review Remastered on Facebook. So all 3 places. Yeah, I'm going to get the app. Okay. Yeah, Corey, it's a lot easier to navigate. The app isn't where you would go to change payment stuff or try to sign up for anything. But it's much easier to go and just see the posts and see the stream and stuff. I guess I'm shit out of luck. I tried to share it, but it's only let me. Yeah, because you're in the private group, William. If you come out to my page, brother, I appreciate. I don't mind you being in Kim's link. I appreciate you being there. But you see, when I put you on the screen there, it doesn't show me. But off the screen, there's a link, and it shows that you're in the private group. If you come out to my page, it's public. You can share it anywhere. Link, please, to browse. Not sure. Yeah, there's no link. You just have to come out of the private group and you come over to Waylon the Indoor Farmer, and that's where you'll find an easier way to share it, unless you just share it to Messenger.
Waylon, was it you that said that you seen Roadhouse, the new one?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I couldn't watch it, dude.
There were moments that kind of sucked, but yeah, I liked it.
I couldn't make it past I didn't make it in probably 25 minutes into it. I had to shut it off.
Why is that?
I don't know, man. I'm just one of those people that they copied way too much of the first one to change it as much as they did. You're like, you know what I mean?
I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know. I didn't like it. I just wasn't really a fan. They copied a lot from the first one, like names or obviously you kind of want to do some of an Easter egg in there, but I don't know.
Tabraz, you didn't hit like on it. There it is. Or somebody's anyway. I saw it go up. There you are. I see you. Yeah, we try to go by the honor system, but a lot of people come in when we share it to a lot of places, a lot of people that we don't see a lot. So I want to make sure I give everybody a chance here. Yeah, because this will get you a chance to play in game night without being a subscriber. So this one right here is for the game ticket. I see you, William. Thanks, brother. You're on the list, and so is Tabraz. I think everybody else is on it. Cool. Yeah, and then the second spin is going to be for an infused cookie from Margaret Jet. Danky Doozy, it's called, and it is a doozy. I hear.
Sounds good.
I hear it's a doozy. So I've been jogging with the dog. It's been nice. I can't do a lot of lifting with my arm, but I can do some running. So it's been good.
My dog would probably hurt me.
Justin, are you here, Justin? Are you here? Justin Jenkins. Let's see how far back his last comment was. It's been a while. Oh, I see one. Nope. We'll give Justin a second there. He does he jumps around, I think. So see if he's here. I did wait a little bit longer than I meant to, so apologies. But if you want hash and dash immunity, you can get that just by being a subscriber. So that's worth it for that alone. So $2 a month or $1.60 a month if you pay for a full year at $20. $1.60 for hash and dash immunity. Let's see. I do. It's Thursday. I did giveaway yesterday. Doing giveaways tonight. We do lots of prizes on Sundays and then random giveaways at other times. I mean, all that's each week for $2 a month. So I don't know. That's my spiel. All right, so we're gonna respin it. Yeah, Kim got to play last week in game night, and let's see. Michelle just cleaned house, man. Just crazy. Corey and Jess can both play this week because they didn't end up getting something. We won't have the apiary back this week because that's only a once a month. So the Riverview Road Apiary shouts out. They are sponsoring a once a month giveaway to their apiary store online. Bees. I hear some issues with bees, though. I was reading about it the other day or maybe yesterday. I can't remember, but the honeybees, people that just do honeybees all the time are actually causing problems with the bees around them. Timothy Martin. Guess what, guys? I don't even need to know. I mean, I think he's here, but I don't need to know if he's here because Timothy has the hash and dash immunity. And Timothy didn't even play last week. Oh, no, yeah, he did. I see it. Tim won the certified prize. So Timothy gets to play again this week. So whether he, and actually that's an automatic. I just kind of usually whoever wins the ticket, I just throw them in without whether they show up or not kind of thing. So I think it's worth it. I always love to see a subscriber win the ticket because that gives them extra wins on top of the normal chances. So I like to see people who aren't subscribers win it, but then let's face it. I mean, what's really to make you come back if you get to win for free? You know what I mean? So we'll see how that goes. I like to give people a chance that maybe want to see how it goes. You know, like a new person that wants to see what's it about. All right, so we're gonna remove all instances of you, Timothy. I'm sorry, except for the one that's in the comments. Or well, he may not be. Oh yeah, he is here. There you are. But yeah,
What
I think
were you saying about bees?
Bees, people that are beekeepers, and like the increase in people that keep honeybees alone. The honeybees are causing a disruption among other local bees, and there's like a very intricate bee population that's not just honeybees. Like there's hundreds of types of bees, and so we're causing an issue between the fact that we only care about the bees that make us honey instead of the other ones too. That, you know, so that's kind of that's a, I don't know, I'm probably butchering it a little bit, but it's something along those lines. Tabrazi would not be unlucky every time if you want to subscribe. I mean, I know it's not nothing, but a couple bucks would get you a chance 4 times a month to win from 15 to 20 different sponsors, and that's just one night of the week compared to on top of the other ones. Anyway, just think about it, man. It's a good deal. So we're gonna spin this again for the Danky Doozy. Got to write down Mr. Timothy won the game ticket. Awesome. I think Sir Steve-O gave him some cold hard cash for the win. That's pretty cool. I don't know if there's any. I don't know if I want to get back to any other stories tonight. We'll probably wrap up here after this. We're sitting at 2 hours and 22 minutes. Thanks, everybody. We got 17 still hanging out on my page, and let's check over on the Rumble. We've got 5 people hanging out with us on Rumble. Cheers, Rumblers. Please leave me a comment if you're out there. Leave me a like. Margaret Jet, you can't win that. All right, we got to remove Margaret. Pew 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 pew. Pew pew pew. Mari, you get a hearty thank you for that win. There you go. you get a shouts out for donating the Danky Doozy. We need to get you some packaging. You know, Danky Doozy by Margaret Jet. You know, like boom, get it out. Stay blessed, Braz. You got one more spin, brother. Might get it, or I think yeah, you might have a chance here. Raylan, some people don't know why some people have their names on the wheel twice. Oh, that is because, well, I said it earlier, but if you go and comment on X or on Rumble, you get your name on the wheel again. So we're live on Rumble, rumble.com, the Indoor Farmer on Rumble. And we are live on X, which is formerly known as Twitter. And I hate to say that, but I have to say it every now and then. If you've heard of Twitter, that is called X now. Looks like Sandy's another winner. I pulled Sandy off of the wheel of subscribers, and she gets to, boom, come back in and win again on the like and share wheel. Look at that, man. That is great. Sandy, congratulations on that win. So not only did Gerald win the fancy schmancy nerd rope, smoke and choke and nerd rope in, and now Sandy wins the Danky Doozy. And so what they can do, heck, you don't need to be here, Sandy. I love it that you're here. Thank you for being here. But guess what? You got that hash and dash immunity. So that's what this wheel, you know, this wheel would have worked out for you either way. But guess what? That means you guys get to split them in half. You could take the Danky Doozy, cut it in half, and you can cut his nerd rope in half. And there you go. You can share. Congratulations. Very cool. All right. Sandy's winning and winning and winning. Right. Just jumping in. Sandy, would you say that you got your money's worth out of the subscription yet? You got Gerald still in the house too. That's right. And that's just what we're going to do, he said. I thought he was going to say, don't you cut my nerd rope in half. More than that, yeah. I mean, it's like, I don't know. The more I talk about it, the more salesman-y I feel, you know, like I'm pushing it on people. But it's literally the coolest like setup that I never thought I never imagined it working out the way it's working out. And I've talked about this before, but I didn't expect to get sponsors on top of the subscribers. So the subscribers, what I was going to do is I was going to take half of the subscription money and start doing giveaways with that dollar, $2. I split the dollar and I do giveaways back. But then we started to get this whole sponsor side of things, which it's a triple win. Especially if we can build it up, and especially now here's the dad side of things, guys. Especially if we can do our part by spending those gift cards, whether you just buy an item that's purchasable with the gift card, or you buy more, whatever that is, you gotta do those as quick as possible, because they're just out in the air for the sponsors. They're kind of waiting for them to be spent. And on top of that, we got to try to make proof posts to show off the sponsors. I'm not asking you all to be like super cheerleaders for them, but we can, a nice thank you, just a quick post to show it off is always appreciated, and kind of starting to get more and more so. Hey, we got Mama Rochi over on the Rumble. Cheers, Mama Rochi. Thank you for popping in. She says, hi, Waylon, and hi, Kim. You thought about that, Gerald? What'd you say? Oh, I thought about, what did I miss? I think I missed what I had said. You said you thought about that on, yeah, I'll wait for that. I've gained a great fam and friends. Well, yeah, on top of that, I honestly, at first, the whole point was to create, entertainment and content that was educational and thoughtful to bring that audience to bear. But man, our whole, especially with Facebook, but our whole climate on Facebook with the giveaways and stuff, it's become almost insane. And I do very few, as little as I can, giveaways, because I hate the fact that that's kind of the way that it goes for a lot of people. Sunday night is not a giveaway night. It's not. They're prizes for my subscribers. It's a whole nother thing. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's get going here. Oh, there's Mama Rochi on the Facebook side. Hey, you missed out on the giveaway. Mama Rochi, if you go over to Locals, there's a pinned link at the top, a picture of me and my man Wes from True Healthcare and Wellness and his girl. And there's a post there, and it's dated. If you comment on that post, I'll give you a number, and I'm just letting you know for future references, because I'm doing it every week. I'm making new posts each week, and it's going to be dated. And anytime you get a chance to just go on there and check it. Every subscriber, listen to me right now. Whenever you can get a chance, just go over there and you'll check that top pinned link. Every week will be a link, or not a link, but a post that's saying, for any random giveaway I want to do, this is what the post is. And I give you a number every time not every time, but whenever you like and comment, I'll give you guys a number. Sorry for the rambling, but it's a lot to put out there, and sometimes making a post just doesn't do it. It doesn't explain it to people. I know you don't. This is why I'm doing it. And a lot of people don't get over there much, and that's why I'm saying, at one time, at some point throughout the week, if you feel like it. I'm not singling you out. This is just an example, so I can tell everybody, thank you, Mama Rochi, we love you. But what I'm saying is, we all are busy. The app is kind of there's not no one's hanging out over there. So whenever you get a chance to pop over, get a number, and then you got a number, and then boom, you're out. We understand. Thanks, brother. Thank you. Gerald, okay. He's like, we got it. No. All right. I think this bong was hitting me a little bit towards the end. Guys, I'm not doing the dabs I was doing, because I don't have any at the moment. But this cart is called Creamy Sauced. I'm not sure if anyone's ever heard that strain. It's the weirdest strain. But I am actually pretty proud that my bud that I grew is more cured, and it's starting to taste a little bit better, a little stronger too.
How long has it been curing for?
Since last summer.
Last summer, right on. Hell yeah.
I mean, it's in grove bags, so that's perpetually where it stays.
Yep. Yeah, I keep everything in mason jars in my dry tent.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get it processed.
Are you?
or maybe process it myself. I need to get some bubble bags and such.
Right. Yeah, I got some bubble bags and got my machine and stuff like that. I start figuring out how to use that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's gonna be a learning curve for sure.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I think that's it for me tonight. It's been a hell of a night.
I got to get up at
Hell of a night.
5 a.m. my time, and it's nearly 10.
Yeah, well, you stick it out like a champ, so thank you for that. And you use dry ice, Crystal. Yeah, that's what I hear. I hear the dry ice is a good way to go. I'll have to.
Curing?
No, for the turning into bubble hash.
Oh.
You want to freeze it. You want to get it super cold, and then actually, do you put the dry ice in the water with the the washing or the bubbling? I'm not sure. See, that's my problem. It's like I don't know. I'm like what step? You know, and I hate that because I'll stop and I won't even touch it because I'm not sure exactly.
And you freeze it and then
dry ice, no water.
I think that's how they do it.
So you freeze it and then you put it in the ice water.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's what they do.
No water, she says. But don't you add water later? No. I watched him, but he didn't do it that way. He didn't use dry ice. I just saw him put it in a thing with ice water. Like he maybe had it on that before, but it was, I don't know. Plus only the one time. I'm not going to remember all the steps either. Just use dry ice instead of ice. Okay, so yeah, dry ice in the water. Well, no, but Crystal says no water. Dry ice in the bubble bag with frozen flour.
And then shake it.
And you just, so you just beat it up. You too, Sandy. We'll see you. Have a great weekend.
Good night, Sandy.
Shake and that's it.
Shake and bake. All right.
Shake and bake. It might not help.
Slingshot engaged.
Interesting. You just shake it.
Shake your take.
So so many questions here. So you just shake it out in the air and it's like keep going everywhere. Like, like what am I doing? Look at dry. Yeah, I'm sure I can search it. Yeah, I don't even have the bubble bags yet, to be honest, guys. I'm waiting. I'll be fully honest with y'all. Waiting for that halvening, the Bitcoin halvening coming up anytime now. I've talked about it a lot because I'm hoping that I'm not the only one paying attention to it, but we are sitting now. I'm sitting up right now. I'm sitting up pretty good. And any second now, it's just going to, I'm not expecting any certain amount because everyone who knows about it, and when I talk to them, they say something along the lines, well, it's not exactly going to do this or that. It's like, well, if you look at the last 4 times it's happened, you can see a pretty general,
You're talking about crypto
pattern. Yeah. Bitcoin. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see how it goes, but I'm kind of in holding pattern right now on spending anything. That's where I'm at. But anyway, let's get out of here, guys. You have a great week. And, remember it's not always easy to have the conversations about stuff that we don't like. And that's one of the reasons we do this show. Not to argue, not to get crazy, but yeah. So it's about sustainability, and every person on the planet has to be able to sustain each other, and that's why we do it. So have a great night, guys. Have a good weekend. Make sure you hit the like button and share us with your friends, and make sure you follow the channels, and we'll see you later. Peace.